Stephen Bartlett, one of my icon. If you can't do that, learn it. Like there is no one with everything. I got that kind of entrepreneurial influence or kind of entrepreneurial motivation. And I saw Louis Matheson's episode, the Physics Guys episode on your podcast. That's amazing.
Yeah. You're very interested in using business as a vehicle to accelerate sustainability and to empower women.
Once we had the financial stability, we'll be able to change everything.
Like you said, I feel like we've gone through it all. Like, I feel like this is your biography or something. Welcome back, everyone, to the Jerry Exclusive Podcast. I am dying to introduce my guest to you guys today. The person I have on the podcast today is a brilliant individual. I'm so inspired by what she stands for, and I know for a fact that you're going to be inspired as well. Today, we're going to have an amazing conversation, but please help me welcome Aseema.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm so glad and honored to share some insightful conversation with you. Thank you.
That's amazing to hear. How are you doing today, apart from being cold?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm in my university, engaged with some student activities and along with my academics, because I'm an international student. I have to take care of my academics. Along with that, I'm peer mentoring my peers, my cohorts, same cohorts. So with all that, I'm engaged, I'm enjoying, I'm happy.
Yeah, I love that. It's always important to be involved in things that help the community. Like what I've heard, you're not just focused on grades, but you want to help your community as well. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. You've done so much stuff to do that. Is there any like meetings or like stuff that you've done today in that respect?
Yeah, actually, just now I had a session with my peers. So, as most of the time, I engage with international students because this University of East London is mostly with international students, and I'm an international student. So, I would like to go through their pains, their struggles, as I'm struggling. I had faced. I had faced and I'm facing, still facing a lot of things as an international student. So, talking with them is really, really like insightful. They'll share their thoughts. It's a kind of learning and unlearning things. We used to say that the life is full of like learning and unlearning things. So while I'm talking with them, I feel that I'm learning many things. I'm unlearning many things that I have learned, and I'm learning new things. It's really amazing. It's really great. And
Yeah.
also, I had opportunity to talk with the faculties, with academic peoples around the University of East London. Like they are all like they are PhD scholars, PhD holders, doctors, doctor from philosophies, then psychologists. So it's really good to be in their network and to share some thoughts, to learn many things. That's what I am ultimately looking for, learning things.
That's amazing to hear. Is having a PhD something that you're looking forward to?
Yes, I love to because I'm kind of academia person. So after masters, I would love to carry my academics by doing a PhD. But for now, I don't know the frequency, whether I'm gonna pursue it very soon or after, because we have a lot of compliances as an international student. So we need to satisfy all those things. So primarily, I'll be looking into a career development. I'm a business analytics. I had my background in business analytics. So primary focus on for me is to develop my career, but I'll never lose my dream to be a PhD scholar.
That's amazing. That's an exciting road ahead of you. You know, I wish you the best in all of your studies, and we're gonna delve into all of that stuff, the massive mountain of things you've accomplished and all the things that you're working on. We're gonna delve into all of that on this podcast. But before we do that,
Thank
we have a culture, a tradition on the podcast where we ask you 5 questions called Never Have I Ever. Have you played Never Have I Ever before?
No, it was like very casual, but now
Yeah. So it's just a question. I'll ask you a question, but I'll preface it by saying, "Never have I ever done so or so." So, for example, I'll say, "Never have I ever played football." But if you have never played football, you do a thumbs down. But if you have played
yes,
football, you do a thumbs up. So it's just
yes, sure.
5 easy questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
So
sure.
first question: Never have I ever worked out without music, like exercised without music.
Usually, I don't give, I don't know, I don't give time to exercise. That's a big fault of mine. Um, yeah, never.
I mean, I've exercised without music before. It can be quite painful, but I understand that, especially in uni, there's hardly any time to do anything, right?
Exactly. So sometimes I too feel myself bad that I'm not investing my time for my kind of physical fitness or physical wealth, which is very important for me in future. I know now I'll be fine, but when I reach my mid of my ages, it will be very difficult for me. So I'm planning as New Year is approaching, we'll always take a resolution, and I'm also planning. And in our university, actually, they provide free student gym membership, free student health fitness. But I should invest time on that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds great that you're looking forward to locking it in as a New Year's resolution, so you can start, going to the gym, doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah, even if it's
Yeah.
10 minutes a day, that still counts. But it's great that
Yeah.
you're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Second question. Never have I ever passed out, like being unconscious.
Could you please rephrase that question?
Right. Never have I ever been unconscious.
Unconscious.
Like when you lose your consciousness, when you
Oh,
pass out. You've never.
never. Never.
Oh, okay. You'll never like knocked yourself in the head and then like lose consciousness for a bit or anything like that.
No, never.
Oh, lucky you, lucky you. Well, I've passed out just once, but I never want to do that again. But
Okay.
third question. Never have I ever watched a movie more than 3 times.
I watched.
Yeah.
uh, in my language, like there are a lot of classical movies. I'm from India, so I love to watch them more than 5 times, more than 10 times. There are movies that I watched.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
Yeah, usually like coming to like English language, I just watch if it inspires me or if it makes me stay long. Yeah, it's fine. But in my language, we have a lot of movies. I don't know whether you'll be able to know about that, but I'll say the name like Jai 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 Hai. That was amazing movie.
Hmm.
I always have an inspiration for a movie that give much importance for women empowerment. I'm not generally biased, but I don't know, like if it inspires me as a lady or as a woman, I'm so fond of it. I'm so addicted to it. So it's a kind of movie. Like
Yeah, it's important, man. Like when you watch movies, like a lot of movies are just inspirational. They're basically real life, but in a much more positive light, and it's something that we can look forward to. So
exactly.
who's your favorite actress or actor?
Mm, I should say that the guy like coming to English series who inspired me a lot is like Harvey Specter from Suit. He
Oh, okay.
inspired me a lot. He's like a amazing kind of role for me, very inspiring for me. And the Suit itself is an amazing series that inspires me a lot. Even the lady who's doing the character Jessica there, she's amazing.
Yeah,
So I don't have a favorite one, but whenever I see a movie, if it inspires me, I'll carry along them in my mind. That's it. I'm
yeah,
not like, oh, I'll only watch my favorite stars movie. I don't go further. It's not like that.
yeah,
Whoever inspires me will like be imprinted in my mind. That's it. And I used to browse their other details, their personal details like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Suit, I just completed the series very recently, and I'm really, really like addicted to that. It's amazing. The character she's doing is Jessica, which she's amazing. The powerful lady, like who is the head of powerful.
Nice. What does I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. JJ. What does that stand for?
Jai 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 Hey. Actually, the name Jai 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 Hey is a part of our national anthem. the word itself is a part of our national anthem. We have a national anthem, and it's part of that. But the
Okay.
movie actually depicts a story of a lady named Jaya, who has been forced to a marriage at her younger age,
Yeah.
and but she had a lot of dreams regarding her career, regarding her future and everything, but she's been stuck with that in that family,
Yeah.
and she has been a victim of domestic abuse. But the way she overcoming it, that physically, it's not always movies depicts women overcoming these challenges mentally or emotionally, but it depicts in a physical way, as physical way, like when her husband is hitting her, she's hitting him back. Like she's learning martial arts to cope up with that. It's amazing. It's kind of, empowering.
Yeah.
And we have situations like that. There are a lot of women who has been a victim of domestic abuse, domestic violence.
Yeah.
Then, but the kind of empowerment required for them is very essential.
Yeah. And I'm guessing this links back to just the fact that you're so generous with the fact that you love being in like part of community efforts. You love just looking out for people and empowering people because you're someone who looks up to people that empower you as well. Like you said, you love women empowering movies and stuff like that. Are there any other like icons that empower you, like female icons? Like for me, one female icon that empowers me, probably say like, I mean, you have a lot. You have Michelle Obama. You have
Oh yeah,
Emma
she's amazing.
Watson. Yeah, like you have a lot of people. Do you have any sort of female
We
role
have
model?
a youngster, Greta Thunberg. The way she doing for the climate change and the climate action is amazing. As we should consider her age and the actions that she's taken. That's amazing. It says that we don't have any age limit. We don't have any barriers. If we want to do that, we can do that. There are no limits. So she's amazing. Greta Thunberg, she's amazing. Like Michelle Obama, she's really, really amazing. And in India, we have Deepika Padukone. She's an actor. Along with that, she's a women empowerment icon who is a part of UN and really works for women empowerment, do many things.
Yeah,
So it's good. Like to go through their story, it's amazing.
that is great. That is great. It's great to hear that. We're gonna move on to the next question. Never have I ever gone into the wrong room in your house. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. You just think I want to go one place and then you're in the other place and you're like, how did I get here? I don't know what.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It happens.
yeah. Every time I want to get to the room, I find myself in the kitchen. And maybe it's just because I like food. Like I'm a foodie, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to that. But
Mhm.
we're gonna move on to the next question. Never have I ever been on a better podcast than the Jerry exclusive podcast.
Never.
Never. Never.
Never.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And I should say that this is my first experience, and thank you so much for this.
Uh, I'm definitely supposed to be saying thank you to you. You know, you made the time for this out of your busy day, so thank you for carving out this time. But that was a great round of Never Have I Ever. Also, you've never played it before, right? So that was your first ever time playing it. Yeah, that was
Yes,
actually a
my
good
first
first
time.
time. Yeah, that's a good first try. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about just because you said you've been in the UK for how many years now?
1.5 years. Like when it's this January, I'll be completing my February. I'll be completing my 2 years.
Yeah, nice. February. Oh, that's just 3 months away. So it's coming up close. But yeah, you've been in the UK for close to 2 years now. How would you say the rhythm of your life has changed moving here from India?
I should say that it has changed a lot. I learned many things. I learned to be independent. I learned to balance my finance. I can manage my I at China states that I can manage my finance independency. That's what I've learned a lot, and learn to cope up with situations, because the life was like a roller coaster. Since the day one I have landed here in UK, I struggled to find accommodation. I struggled to find a part time to meet my bills along with my academics. I struggled to find to get good networks, to be in good networks. I struggle a lot since the day I landed in here in UK.
Yeah.
But even all those things, amidst of all those things, there's a kind of hope or a kind of optimistic view that I always keep. So
Yeah.
which helped me to run more ahead, like move ahead a lot. And it's great. It's a great learning experience. Because of this, I got a lot of opportunities. I am able to network with a lot of people. The way I used to think back in home changed. I got a new perceptions, like what I am for, what my life is for. The vision is more clear now.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, because I landed in this country, I'm living this country, I was able to be part of United Nations CSW 67 event as a women delegate there. It's a kind of like a honor, a pleasure, meet a lot of activities, a lot of policy makers, a lot of women leaders there. It's only because I'm here in the UK. If I was in India, I would be able to, I don't think so I would be able to make that. So it's really, really great.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear, man. It seems like you've just had a blown up since coming here, despite all of the challenges that have been in your
Exactly.
way. Yeah, you've just been able to push them down and just keep going. Like there's a saying, what you go through is what you grow through. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're just growing through these challenges and you're just moving forward. Would you say that you moving to the UK was one of the biggest sort of causes or catalysts to you, changing and becoming such a mature person rapidly? Like if you stayed in India, would you say you wouldn't have developed as quickly as you have?
Yes, exactly. Because there we are in a cocoon, we are surrounded by mom, dad, family. So never will be ready to take a risk or will be ready to come out of that comfort zone. But as
Mm,
I'm here, I need to manage everything alone. I need to manage my household, I need to manage my finance, I need to manage my academics, my career development, along with that, a social life as well. So it's a kind of challenging
yeah.
along with that learning process.
Yeah, yeah. And like you've done a lot through these challenges. Like you've been involved in business administration and analytics, like, on like master's programs and all these different projects that you're working on. You've been a volunteer, you've been working in business management and all these different things. Like how do you find the time for all of that? How do you balance it? What's your secret?
You know, sometimes it's overburning, I should say that. But I love that. I love to be always engaging. And I don't like to sit idle. Yeah, I love my time. I love to spend time lonely or for myself. But I always feel that I should keep engaging. I should involve in things. So there are time. There is time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I mean, it happens to everyone. We get to a point where we just feel like the pure energy, that vitality has been sucked out of you. You just burnt out. It's just like, oh man, this is so much. But those are the times where you just have to, sometimes stick it out. Just yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, there are, as I said, there are times that I burnt out and feel exhausted because I was working with the University of East London for a couple of months as well. I was working as a project assistant for a different school. I'm from School of Business. I'm doing my master's in international business management, but I was working for another school. Though it was like a hectic schedule. Though it's an academic sector, it's hectic during the opening time, during the after the breaks, after the summer break opening time. So I work with them. Then I try to manage to be a project management for the events with the University of East London, my department, primarily for the empowerment of international students. Then I manage my academics. Although it's fine, and for I was part of the community in the place where I'm living. I'm from Southwest London. I'm living in Southwest London. I've been a part of that community. Though overburning, it all gives us a kind of energy. We will, yes, we have to run for a cause or we have something to do there. We should be there. So that's what keep all of us do things, to keep working. That's it.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It feels like you've figured out some sort of ongoing balance where you can juggle your academics with more of the fun side or the purposeful side that you have with your community and working to help international students and all of the things like that. And I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg for you. And I feel like you have a lot more to accomplish and a lot more that you're focusing on. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I'm just on the starting of my journey. I'm just on the initial stage. There are a lot more for me to go, a lot of things to achieve, a lot of places to visit, a lot of people to connect with.
yeah, yeah. Lots of places to visit. You mean holidays wise?
Yeah, I wish, but I love to visit different countries, different places. But now I have some restrictions due to my all these commitments and also due to my visa and all the stuff. But I would like to make a trip next year.
Yeah.
I have some places in my mind. I'm planning. I'll find my own time for that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna set the scene here. Picture this, right? You have your dream life right now. No limitations. You've achieved your masters, your PhD, as many PhDs as you want, right? You have as much
Thank
money as you
you.
want, and you're about to go on holidays. What country are you picking?
Yeah, I would like to go to Belgium, then Netherlands, then Amsterdam.
Wow.
I would like to visit all those countries. Good.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking you were gonna go for like Hawaii or something, but you're more of like a Europe kind of girl. You like European countries more.
Because I have I read many things and I like to visit those places. It's good. It's good. But I don't know, for me, I have to explore more things. I have to browse many things regarding each countries before I'm making plans, before making uh, itinerary. There are a lot of restrictions for me in all ways. In all ways, there are a lot of restrictions. So I should browse more. But
Yeah.
these are countries like I would like to go.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. You're obviously looking forward to more, adventures and traveling. I feel like that's such a big part of life, just finding out different cultures, different perspectives, and learning more
Yes,
about
exactly.
yourself. Yeah, yeah. And I think that aspect of you of looking towards the positive and looking towards the nicer things in life is one of the things that drives you. And I do want to talk a little bit more about like your motivations and what drives you. But before we get there, we're gonna take a quick 10-second break and we'll be right back. Welcome back after the break. We are here on the Jerry Exclusive Podcast. And I was just talking to Aseema about her motivations, her drive. Obviously, it's no secret you're a very motivational and inspired person, and you know what you want and you're going for it. But what drives you, Aseema? What do you wake up every day and think, this is what I'm going to do? This is what drives me. This is what pushes me.
I know, the primary motivation for everyone, I should say that it's kind of to create a comfortable space in future, to create a kind of, for me, let me say the comfortable space is a financial stability. There is nothing to hide. I should say that for me, the comfortable space is a financial stability. Along with that, carrying my peers or carrying my cause or carrying my community along with that. So the motivation behind me is that I should attain a financial stability. Once we had the financial stability, we will be able to change everything. That's my concept. It's like we will be able to do whatever we want. We will not have any constraint. So it's a primary motivation that drives me and uh, think me to, I should do that, I should do this, I should be successful in my career, I should get that job, I should land there, I should go there to have a successful career path. Then the next motivation is uh, exactly like what we discussed before, empowering women. And what I strongly believe is that for empowering women, we should help them to attain a financial stability as well. If we can, we are in that position, if we are in a family, if we are in that position, what I believe is that we will get enough respect. we can do things whatever we want. We are not dependent on anyone, even in a father or like in a at a certain age. To certain age, yes, of course we are, but after that, we don't want to depend anyone in a kind of financial means to husband, to boyfriend, to whoever. That will give us a freedom of security, kind of can do whatever we want, not in a bad way, but in a good way. That's what like motivates me. Everything comes under financial stability, and especially for women's, we should empower them in a way of financial stability.
Yeah, I love to hear that. I love to have to have people talk about their guiding principles, sort of their light or their lamp that's guiding them. And obviously, you have a very strong motivation and passion, and you have a strong lens through which you look at the world through. And also that thing about financial independence, I feel like it's so big, just like as an empowerment point to like you
Exactly.
feel free, you feel liberated. Like it's not necessarily
Exactly.
yeah, like I know a lot of people say money doesn't buy happiness, which it doesn't, but money buys some level of freedom and some level of
It
just expression, and that's really big in people's lives, especially in this economy. Like every other week, there's a new cost of living
exactly.
crisis and stuff like that. You just want to be able to be the fullest expression of yourself, and in this economy, in this world, money facilitates that. Money helps you with doing that.
Yeah, money. I do know, like, I do heard people coming to a podcast or to the inspiring talks. Money doesn't buy happiness, but to some extent, it does. It helps us to facilitate that happiness. Yeah, it doesn't, but it helps us to see if I'm tired. I can't cook food today at my home. I'm exhausted with all my works. I can't cook food. I won't order something. I should have my bank balance to order something. So
Yep.
at that moment, ordering food and eating at home is giving me happiness. I
Yeah.
can't cook. Cooking food is exhausting me again.
Yeah.
So for that, we should have that stability, kind of for like all those things, especially as a woman. I'm sorry that I'm talking from a woman perspective, but I would
No, no,
love to
no.
use that,
That's what I want to hear.
especially as a woman, and especially a woman coming from a country like India. What I always prefer is to have a financial stability, a financial like a security, kind of to have a liberation.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing to hear that. It's something that sometimes isn't spoken about as much because it's just all about like this cutthroat dog eat dog mentality. But you're sort of coming to it from a perspective of let's look at other people, let's empower other people to do better, especially women who, a lot of the time you hear a lot of reports and news headlines of not the best things that happen in like India with women who are vilified or like taken advantage of. And it's great to see that you're actually aware of how these things can be changed, of how just little changes like improving their financial status can have a massive impact
Yes,
on improving
yes.
women's
Little changes.
mentality.
Yeah, little changes is enough. Like back home, we are like not in an expanded way, but we start a business. Personal product business where the production part is taken care by my mom, and all the business aspect is being taken care by myself. So in that, the production stage, we would like to incorporate more local women who didn't get chance to get educated because of their family status, or because of their family situation, though they would like to have some kind of earnings or incomes and to be in a stable position. So I have plans to bring more women. Now we got few. I have plans to bring more women, as it's a production sector where we can teach them, we can make them aware of the procedure so they can do by themselves.
Yeah,
Uh, so I would like to do things like that.
yeah, that's great. You didn't tell me you had a business back in India. This is
No,
you.
it's not in an expanded way. We just started like 6 months before, and we would like it to expand. And very recently, unfortunately, that I lost my father,
Um,
so there was a break, and so we were not able to have get that flow. But again, me and my mom have some plans. We are planning to expand the market and to get into the new audience, to produce new goods, new products, to launch new products like that.
I'm very sorry to hear about your father, but I kind of want to hear a little bit about, like, if you don't mind, about like what's your business plan like, and like how did you come up with it?
Okay, so actually, that's a beauty personal care products. The product lines are we got body serums, shampoos, and soaps, which is 100% organic. It's not like 99.9. It's 100% organic because we are primarily focusing on cold processed materials like cold processed soaps, cold processed serums, then shampoos, where considering the process for to make a soap, it just take 2 days to make a normal soap. Just we need to add some chemicals and to make soap. But for us, it will take a 30-day lifespan to make a soap because we are not using any heat. We just keeping them by doing all the natural process. We'll allow it to set, and by this cold process, the chemical reaction is done by itself without adding any of the chemicals. So
Yeah,
it's 100% organic and sustainable, and we try to bring that sustainable and eco-friendly aspect to all the parts in our business
yeah.
regarding the production, then packaging, logistics involving women's. So it's a kind of
Yeah, I love that business model. It's so comprehensive in the fact that it's not just a very robust business model and like focused and you've actually planned it, but you're also bringing this aspect of women empowerment to it. You know, you're trying to build up women through a business that most businesses would want to start. You know, a business like that and just make money, just make money, 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 and just use the cheapest chemicals possible, the cheapest products that have the worst side effects and don't really help people. But you're saying, you know what, it's
really.
gonna take us longer, but we're gonna do it because we want to do it right. We want to have the massive impact on people, but the society and the community as well. And also the fact that you're focusing on sustainability, eco-friendliness, that's something that I'm really more getting more and more passionate about. I even write a blog about sustainability practices and stuff like that. Yeah. What
Yeah.
brought you into it, into sustainability?
Okay, regarding sustainability, we are practicing some of the sustainable development goals that has been proposed by United Nations. So regarding the women empowerment, then using the eco-friendly and non-harmful materials for our skin, then we would also like this is just a plan and proposal. We would like also get in touch with the community there in India regarding the children's education, especially the girl child education, and would like to be like a partner. And we have some ideas, we have some proposals. So regarding sustainability, all these are things. uh, what like when we hear the term sustainability, usually the thing that comes to people's or audience mind is that it's a kind of green, but it's not only green. There are like 17 sustainable development goals that has been proposed by UN. And while we are doing something, even if we are running a business or even if we are working anywhere, that is applicable and that should take along, that should be like, we should carry along those aspects to make a better world, a good future, because we are not only the one who are living here and living. We should make it good for the next generation as well, for the coming generation, for our kids, for their kids. The land should be there.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Like what you said is spot on. Like I remember on a previous episode I was speaking to a guest and he was just talking about how like are my kids gonna live in this world? Am I gonna be in this world in 5 years? You know, sometimes it's shocking
Yes.
just what's going on. It's horrible and like it definitely needs to change and you are taking steps to move into that direction and to change that, and that's very inspiring to hear. I also want to talk a bit about like your background, just everything about Asima. I want to talk about like your educational background, you know, the different experiences that shaped you education wise but also personal wise, and like, you know, you can go back as far as you feel comfortable. Like you can go back to when you were born, primary school, high school, and like the transition into university. I just want to know everything about how you came to be the person that you are, how you were molded, how you were developed, and the different things that shaped you into being the person that I'm seeing right here.
Okay, so talk if I'm talking about my background, I should say about my mom. She's a kind of big support, and she taught me to be independent since childhood. Like I got brother, young brother. We had an age gap, and when I say that, there will come kind of gender bias. Though, even though I passed those phases, I become more independent. That time, it was my responsibility to take care of him. My mom was a working woman, so since the early childhood, I was very matured. I was like, even my friends says, even in year 4 or year 3, after that they used to say that you were very mature on that age. You were like, you you were like more than your age at that time. So I was very mature. Then I did my, coming to my education, I did all my education until this post graduation I'm doing here. I did my school, college, everywhere back in India, in a state called Kerala, a south state called Kerala. Then I had my bachelor's in physics. Then I did my course in business analytics. Then I got that kind of entrepreneurial influence or kind of entrepreneurial motivation. I love the business background. I didn't get a chance to do bachelor's on any business related field that was like prerequisite. So I did my bachelor's in physics because I love physics. I love in science subjects, I love physics. And I saw Louis Matheson's episode, the physics guys episode on your podcast. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But after that, I realized I have some interest in business and in business related field, management field. Then I did my course in business analytics. Then I was working back in India. So all these are my educational academic background. Now I'm doing my master's here in international business management here in the University of East London. So this is my background related to academics. Then family, like who inspired my mom, of course, my mom. The way she taught us to be independent, kind of the independency is not like what's say, not kind of a women empowerment. I should say that it's not kind of a women empowerment independency, though she made us to be emotionally independent. Whenever you're in a situation, don't go down, rise from there. She taught us. Then she taught us that we should, in our life, we should be capable of doing everything. Like we should not say, "Oh, I can't do that." If you can't do that, learn it. Like there is no one with where we are born with everything.
I like what you talked about, your mother teaching you guys from a very young age to be independent, with your emotional sort of well-being and your independence and just taking care of yourself to a certain extent. But also, academic wise, just being aware of yourself, taking care of yourself, knowing who you are and where you are. And I feel like that has shaped you in terms of your experiences, because from what I've observed, you've done a lot of client-facing experiences, stuff to do with like HR and business and stuff like that. And I feel like your foundation, from your mom, has really transferred through and really helped you in all these experiences that you've done. You even went on to uni, you did amazing in uni, in Mahatma Gandhi Uni, or some people call it MG Uni. What did
Yeah,
you?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah, did you grow up there, like around Kerala?
Yeah, I was born and brought up there since my, sorry, well, like when I started my post graduation, I moved here to UK. Since that time, I was there. I was in Kerala,
Nice.
and it was it's a south part of India, a small town in India. Sorry, a small state in India, and I've been growing up in Ernakulam.
How was Mahatma Gandhi like? Because I've heard, they have really good sports teams and things like that, and they're actually really big.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, amazing. The university life there was amazing. I was very engaging. I was the university chairperson for the Mahatma Gandhi University. It was kind of union, students' union there. So I
yeah.
was the chairperson. Then in my last stage, I was my UUC University counselor. So it was good. It was great. I learned many things. I got that leadership. I was able to develop that leadership skill. Then I should say that from there I got a sort of community feeling that we should carry along those who have been, let's say, those who have been avoided or those who are not being carried along. We should carry along that. From there onwards, I got that spirit of community feeling.
Yeah.
As as a social human, we have some attachment, or we should have that kind of link and attachment to our fellow being.
Yeah, yeah. And you talked about you did your bachelor's in science there as well, which is a
Yes.
subject that you enjoy, physics, just the sciencey stuff and just being able to experiment and learn about things that happen in real life in the atmosphere in astrology or astrophysics and all those different topics are very interesting.
Yeah, yes, all those are different subjects. I love astrophysics because I love sky. Yeah, on my childhood, my dream was to be an astronaut, but I don't know. Like we will have different multiple dreams: to be a doctor, to be a teacher, to be an
You never
astronaut.
know, you
So
never
can
know.
never know. Yeah, at
Yeah,
that point, my dream was to be an astronaut and love astrophysics.
yeah.
That was an interesting subject for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's really interesting because I'm also interested in the fact that when you were going through your bachelor's, studying physics, was there ever a part of your mind that just made you think like, I want to branch out from this. I want to do business later. Was it something that you were planning or it just happened?
No, during my academics, during when I was doing my bachelor's, there was nothing. But once I finished the college, then the COVID happens. Then I invested more time on reading regarding the business. And in my background, nobody has a business background. No, my uncles, no, my cousin, nobody has a big business background. All of them are like like a government field or like a corporate field or like a earning in a salary based fields. But or during that COVID time, once I finished my university, that COVID happens. During that time, I used to read, I used to see videos, um, kind of things. So that time I feel that, like I said, to attain financial stability, business will be a great option, and also we'll be uh, able to do many things while we are on that platform rather than having a 9 to 5 job. But I don't say that only go for business, because now I'm focusing on my career. What I always believe is that we should have a strong career. Along with that, we should take that business idea, whatever the ideas, we should try to develop along with that career, so that we will have a financial stability there. And once we step completely to business, then that's fine.
Yeah,
We are good in a way of finance, we are good in a way of money, it's fine. But without having anything in our hands, stepping into a business is a foolish attempt. It's a foolish attempt.
yeah,
So that's why when I said back home, that's not an expanded thing, just kind of starting. We are doing kind of small little things. So
yeah.
once I had my job, I achieved my career, such a career path, I'm sure that I'll be able to expand my business as well.
Yeah, it's important that you're looking at it from a holistic point of view. You're taking into account all the different characteristics and like the features that go into making a business. You're not just jumping into it. Like you said, there's a lot of risk involved and you have to really
Lot.
assess your situation. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great
lot.
that you're being
And
willing.
sometimes, yes, and sometimes the idea seems to be great, the business idea seems to be great, but there are chances for them to not to be viable, kind of economically or kind of socially, kind of environmentally. There are a lot of factors. We may think, oh, that's nice, that's great, but the risk involved and the risk mitigation plans are very important in business risk
Yeah,
mitigation.
yeah. Amazing. It's
So
great
for
to
that risk mitigation, I should have some money in my hand.
Yes, yes, that is very important. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like it's really interesting just to hear you talk about business and just business plans and just coming from a common sense point of view and also from an analytical perspective of, just looking at it, just stepping back and looking at everything and coming to a conclusion that makes sense. But I want to delve more into, all the things you've done, but we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be right back. Come a little bit closer, come a little closer. Don't be shy, don't be shy. If you guys want to win up to £200 worth of Amazon gift cards, then you need to listen to this quickly. I just need you to do 2 steps. Click that link, check out the free preview copy of my unreleased book, read the copy, and then go back to the website, then leave some feedback on how you thought the book was. That's all you have to do, guys. It's going to take you no more than 2 minutes. So, don't tell anyone. because, like I said, it's a secret. I don't want everyone winning £200 because, I'm going to go broke. So just keep it on a hush. Do that for me, and it's going to be great. Welcome back, everyone, after the break. This conversation is going amazingly so far. If you're liking it, make sure you subscribe before we carry on. So, Aseema, you were just talking about your journey through university and sort of the transition from physics into business, and just talking about like why it's important to like set a foundation. You don't want to just rush into business and stuff like that. You need to be a little bit more mindful about it. Like, what was there any sort of person in specific who inspired you to have a business mind?
Yeah, I should say that. I should say Stephen Bartlett, one of my, I call like one of my, would say, I wish to meet him personally. I wish that's kind of inspiration here on me. His business mindset, his social mindset, his personality. It's not just about the entrepreneurship that inspired me, but all kind, the way he's taking his life, the way he's speaking to people, the way he's carrying his social life, the way he's giving back to the society. Everything is amazing.
Yeah,
He inspired me a lot. I used to watch, I mean, I not use, I always watch his Diary of a CEO, his podcast, one of the amazing podcasters.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. He's definitely a great guy. I mean, it would be amazing to have him on this podcast. One day, hopefully, that will happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
sure. Well,
yeah,
I'm sure that you got that talent, you have that potential. Sure,
yeah,
he's good.
definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking
Just
forward to
invite me as well, please.
Yes,
I would
of
like to meet.
course. Of course, you're the first person I'm calling up. Yeah, let's go see Stephen Bartlett. Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
go.
He is
Actually,
definitely.
I am following all his newsletters and his flight stories and all his media pages. Sometimes he run events here in Central London, but most of the time I wasn't able to make it happen because of the ticket rates.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I can
Like,
understand that. Yeah, but he's a very motivational, inspirational person. Just the quality of the content that he puts out and the quality of the
exactly.
information that he puts out. He's just always improving people and progressing people and always putting out great stuff. And like, yeah, I'm also interested to know in terms of business wise. When you talk about business, is usually like in terms of like what we hear on the news and stuff. Business is usually something that's like cutthroat and it's like aggressive. You have to be aggressive and as competitive as possible. This is not a myth anymore, guys. Global warming and climate change is right here and it's not going anywhere for quite a long time. If you want to learn more on how to reduce your carbon footprint and how to adopt more eco-friendly practices into your lifestyle, then this is the blog for you. Make sure you follow this blog on Medium. It has tons and tons and tons of engaging blogs that will teach you and explore with you the different ways that you can make your life more sustainable, more eco-friendly, and more green. But also, if you're someone who's interested in finance, then don't go anywhere because this same blog, guys, also focuses on exploring sustainable financial practices. So this is the perfect blend, not only finance and the money and the assets and the financial industry, but you also have eco-friendliness, sustainability, and how to reduce your carbon footprint. These two go hand in hand. And if you are interested in such topics, then do me a favor, go to the Medium site right now. You can even download the app and follow the blog page. You can do that quickly. It doesn't take any time at all, but it's going to have a massive impact on teaching you on how to improve your lifestyle and how to have a much more sustainable impact on the planet. Modern age in the 21st century, when you hear business, you like a lot of people think when they hear about business, it's like competitive, combative, fighting, cutthroat, dog eat dog. But it seems like your approach is much more different. It's a lot more compassionate. What inspired you? Or like what is it about you that you look at business so differently and you look at it from a collaborative standpoint instead of like we need to beat everyone, we need to be better, we need to fight. What is it about you that looks at it that way?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, talking about a business, everyone has that aspect. Like we should be very aggressive, we should be a boss, we should manage many things. But if we can be a good leader, there is a difference between leader and manager. If we can be a good leader, and if we have a kind of feeling that we should carry some people along with us, we can start a business. And the only thing is that should take a risk. That's the only thing. And my approach is same to business. That's my approach. I'm ready to take a risk because I know we all born with, actually we only born with two kind of fears: fear of falling and fear of sound. All other fears were developed gradually, we develop while we grew up.
Yeah,
So we were able to overcome those two fears: fear of walking and fear of fear of fall and fear of sound. We overcome it. So why we can't overcome those fears, and why we are fearing about the risk? So if you have these two passion to Kerala, take some people with us and to achieve a goal and to be there and to be a leader, to empower the community or to empower the niche that is in our mind,
yeah,
we can do a business. It's not a big thing.
yeah.
That's what my passion is about. That's what my approach is also.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way you talk about, taking a calculated risk, looking forward to the future and just being aggressive about the way you pursue your dreams. Would you say you're someone who takes a lot of risks, or are you more of like a calculated kind of person?
I should say that I always take risk because in my life progress is like this. There are different type of progress, someone's would be like this, someone's would be like this, someone's would be like this. All of those are progress. So I should say that I'm not kind of plan, like, yeah, I plan things, but unpredictable risk, a level of risk is involved in everything. Stephen Bartlett used to say that unpredictable level of risk is involved in everything. And as a business management student, as a project management student, we learn about risk in everything. Even
Yeah,
while we are sitting in a room, there are risks for that the light can come and fall down on our head. There are multiple risks in everything. So I should say that I'm a risk taker always.
yeah, yeah,
And that might be an ignition for me, or that can be a, would say, that driving force me, force
yeah.
behind me, thinking that yes, there are risks, I take that risk already, I should overcome that risk.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Like, just living in itself is a risk to a certain degree, Every single
Exactly.
thing you do, every time I wake up from sleep, there's a chance that I wake up too quickly and bang my head on the ceiling and, it's gonna be a risk.
Exactly.
Like every single thing is a risk. So that I can definitely understand what you're saying of, if everything's a risk, why not just take risks and just live your life? You only have one of it. And I'm also
Yeah.
really interested about what you mentioned about us having only two fears from the day we're born: fear of falling and fear of sound. That's actually an interesting fact which I learned a couple of weeks, like a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of years. But like
Mhm.
when I heard that fact, it was just like it was shocking because I didn't know it was just two fears, and we basically created all of these fears. We put them into our head from childhood, from all our bosses or our parents or our teachers and stuff like that. Just the information that we've been saying. How have you been able to sort of expand your comfort zone, expand sort of your level of consciousness away from just the surrounding, influences around you, and sort of trying to like find a higher source of information? Because I feel like most people, they just get information from things that are around them, things that they're familiar with. But I feel like for someone like you, he's very focused on growing and improving and getting to the next level. You would obviously be wanting to get information from somewhere else, someone else that thinks differently, someone with a different perspective. How do you go about doing that?
What I always believe in my life, the life is always a learning and unlearning process. We learn something, then when we are in another economy or another surrounded by someone else, we'll unlearn it and we'll learn new things. Again, when we go to another society or another community or another kind of people who are surrounded by us, we'll unlearn and we'll learn new things. And that is the thing that keeps the life going up. Unlearning and learning and learning and learning, it should be like a cycle. If
Yeah,
we are particular with kind of learning, I yeah, I learned one kind of, I learned something from my childhood, I will only stick to that. It's not going to make sense. Adaptability and agility, that's what required in this current world, current society, or current world, or current whatever, like let it be professional, entrepreneurial, personal, whatever it be,
yeah,
that adaptability should be there. And without that, I don't think that we will be able to grow. Don't stick, or don't be egoistic, or don't think that what I have learned is perfect, is correct. There are more that we don't know.
yeah,
Always be with that mind, oh, we are still a kid, we have a lot of to learn, we have a lot more to go. So that this is the principle I always follow whenever I meet someone. I'll have conversations, sometimes debates, sometimes talks. So that time I'll not be particular with my opinions. I use yes, yeah, that might be right, yes, yes. That's the only way that we can improve
yeah.
learning and unlearning things.
Yeah, that is so true. It's so true about like being able to adapt and put your brain into new situations. Because there's even been like scientific studies where a lot of scientists and neuroscientists have come out and said when you stop learning, your brain just flatlines. Your brain just doesn't develop anymore because you're not challenging it. So yeah, it's very true what you are talking about. I want to delve a little bit into your time at Mahatma Gandhi Uni or MG Uni, whatever you want to call it. What do you call it? Mahatma Gandhi or MG Uni?
No, we used to say MG University.
MG Uni. Yeah, let's dive a bit into your time at MG University. Let's say if I wanted to attend MG University, what would you tell me off the bat? What kind of advice or tips would you give me?
Yeah. So first of all, I should correct you in a way that the education system is entirely different from UK and India. Here, the university itself means a school with different schools. Like if I say University of East London, it's a big university with different schools. But and it's one college, right? Coming to a college perspective, it's one college. But coming to education system in India, university means a higher body where it comes with lot of different colleges. So they can be I have learned in TM Jacob Memorial Government College. Then they say there are different type of colleges that comes under one university. So my experience was really nice with Mahatma Gandhi University, and it's one of the oldest universities in India. And there the student union have a great voice as coming to the community part and to the empowerment of student. The student union have a great voice. We do the student union election in a parliamentarian way, kind of voting way, that actual democratic way, that will give an impact and will help to learn the students how the parliamentarian system is working, how the governmental system is working. So we used to do in that, not that it's not introduced by us, it's the way that the elections are being done through voting, through democracy.
Yeah,
And I love that moments because they I don't know whether I'll be able to share it in a correct way to you because it's a bit different.
yeah,
They were during the election time, that 1 month will be kind of enthusiasm, energy. We will have different parties, different
yeah,
like conservative and labor here. There we
yeah,
have SFI, KSU,
yeah,
then will be there will be different candidates representing each party. There'll be
yeah,
like a competition. We'll run the like a speeches, public speeches to these
yeah,
students. We'll get into the classes. We'll let them know what we will be doing once we get into the position. And on that day, before a day, we'll stop all the preaching, like all the kind of works related to election. We'll stop it. And on that day of election evening, we'll be able to know the result, and that kind of a amazing, that
yeah,
vibes, that was amazing.
yeah,
So I should say that that's one of the thing that I like with Mahatma Gandhi University, where
yeah,
you can't experience that with all the autonomous university. We do it in like that way.
yeah,
Then coming to the like I did here the same way I did events and organizing things there as well. So there we are not into a compliance system. Here what I feel is that we have a lot of compliance to satisfy. We have a lot of legal things when coming to university, but because the system work like that, we have a lot of concerns if we want to arrange an event, organize an event. But there it's not like that. I can go to my head of the department, ma'am, I would like to do this. Yes, Asima, carry on, it's fine, no problem. As long as the motive is good, it's just a go ahead. So that's also the thing that I enjoyed most there.
Yeah.
And I used to be a part of the rhetorician committee. We used to make public speeches. We used to train people, train students to face the public, to talk in them. That was also good.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time. Just you talking about the election campaigning and everyone, all the students coming together, speeches, celebrations, free food,
Yeah,
whatever. There's always free food at these events. Like I love university events because it's just free food. Like there's networking, but the bonus for me is the free
exactly.
food. Yeah, yeah. You meet so
Networking.
many people. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I
Networking
was
is
gonna
connections.
yeah. I was gonna ask you like in terms of networking and the whole campaign experience, what would you say is like your level of comfortability with public speaking?
Yeah, it helped me to improve a lot. A lot means a lot. Because once I get into the university back in home in India, I step into a political party called SFI, so Student Federation, which is a popular party in India. So it's kind of a students' party there. So I step into that. The involvement I made, the network I made, the connections I made, and they rely on me. The way I took that party helped me to improve my confidence, and the way I speak to the students or to the public, it helped me a lot.
Yeah,
And it helped me to improve my public speech as well. After coming here in UK as well, I didn't feel any fear to talk to a stranger, because here the culture is different, everything is different. But I didn't feel a fear to talk to the students or to the lecturers, or to approach the module leaders, or to approach the course leader, head of the department. Even while I organize the event with my colleagues, sometimes the dean will come, but even I don't feel that kind of fear to talk to them. It's
yeah,
all because of my roots in India, the way they molded me. I've been
yeah.
a part of something, and the way they helped to mold me. I should appreciate that. I should acknowledge that.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Just you speaking about your experiences at MG University, just like the training you've been through, the experiences, like all of the different events you've been through, have definitely, grown into you and helped you shaped you into the person that you are. And also a little bit more about just like your experiences with networking and stuff. Was there ever a time where you were like really shy to network? Because now looking at you, you look very confident, like outgoing, you're like just an amazing person. But was there ever a time where you were closed up and just shy and then eventually came out of your shell?
No, what I feel is that if I feel that, yeah, I should network with them, that will be beneficial for my personal, professional development, or in my, they, this connection is going to be very helpful for me. I don't feel that kind of shy. But if the person in front of me is not the kind of mind, oh, yeah, they will be valuable in their form, but I feel that, what to say? If I feel that, yeah, mm, sometimes I feel that discomfort with the
Yeah,
person who is opposite to me. If I feel, yeah, we don't matches each other, I
yeah,
should not say that. It's not like they will be expert in one field, but I may not have interest on that. So
yeah,
that time I keep silent.
yeah,
Though I should say that everyone says that, yeah, I'm introvert or I'm extrovert, but every person is 50 percentage introvert and 50 percentage extrovert. They will only open up in their own space. Even though I'm an extrovert, I have my own kind of wavelength,
yeah,
and my own kind of the thing that I'm expecting from the other side. So
yeah,
there were instances like that. So if I
yeah,
find, yes, he will be a good connection for me, he that then of course I will not be an extrovert.
yeah. I,
Sorry, I will not be an introvert.
Yeah, yeah, I love your perspective on like introverts and extroverts. I've never like, really heard anyone spoken about it that way in terms of everyone is 50% introvert and extrovert. Like it's such a bold statement, but I feel like there's some truth in it to that. Like because when you're with your friends, like you said, when you're in your comfortable place, you can be as
Yeah,
loud as possible. You're a completely
yeah,
different person. But then you go out, like you said, you meet people that you're not on the same wavelength with, you don't align with, and then maybe you might close up, not because you're shy, but just because there's no connection to be made there. There's no dynamics. There's just no motive there, I guess, to a certain extent. So I do understand what you're saying about like you meet someone, you don't necessarily connect with them. There's no need forcing it. There's no need doing none of that if there's no mutual benefit.
Mhm.
Also, I wanna,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, I wanna touch up a little bit because as we're talking about public speaking and introversion and extroversion, you've been heavily involved in public speaking, like you said. Like recently, you were like part of a global event with CNN, like a Nigerian a spokesperson, things like that. Talk us a little bit through how that went and how you got involved with that.
Oh, yes, sure. Actually, there was an event organized by us. We have a team IBM performers in our university within our course who are particularly for the niche of developing to give a career insight and to make the students more engaging, who works in our department in MSc IBM. So we had a tutor or a faculty or a man, I should call her like she's amazing, Janet is ever. So she was our tutor. Then she asked us that why we can't form a group and come up with some guest events, inspiring events that will inspire the students to come up in their career perspective or in their engagement with the university, engagement with the society. Then we said yes, we can. Then we formed a group and we give the name IBM Performers. So the inaugural event of the inaugural function of that event, we were fortunate to have the CNN news producer Nimi Princeville. That was amazing. The session was within amazing. So I hosted the event, and we got two interviewers. Two were my colleagues. They interviewed him. I hosted that event. That was amazing. Was able to connect with him. He shared his experience, the way he was grown up in Nigeria, then what he had faced and where he is now through what all he had gone through, what he did to be in the position where he is now. That was really, really great.
Yeah, yeah. I love that aspect of bringing people from like esteemed or highly skilled positions to talk at events like that. I feel like it really inspires a lot of people. Like CNN is a massive organization. Every time I turn on the TV, I see CNN news. Something's going on with like breaking news and stuff like that. So to bring people from such a massive organization is definitely gonna have an impact. What was your planning like for that event? Because obviously you guys, it was an event that you guys were heavily invested in and you must have had some goals and things like that. What was your planning process like? I'm assuming it wasn't too strict because you're already a very confident person, but if you can just walk us through what that was like.
Yeah, sure, sure. So what the thing is that actually, as I said, Jana De Silva, she was the one who was behind us. So she inspired us, and the Nimi Princeville, she actually they were like a good friend, and she told that I'll invite him. So that part was taken care by her. The execution part, the event planning part, even execution part was taken care by ourselves. And I'm a project management student, so we try to give that project management aspect. And it's not like just organizing an event. We try to give that project management aspect, and we have a team. I was the project lead for that event. Our team comprises of 13 students, and we have multiple uh, nationality. We have students from India, Albania, Nigeria. So that was great. You know, the forming, norming, performing, all those were great.
Yeah,
We planned it. We did couple of meetings. Then we planned things. We executed on that day with the help of our tutor, with the help of our course leader, Manish. Then we have Shasaib, Dr. Shasaib, who's the head of the department. And university is very supportive, as the motives involved in that are very good. University is very supportive for us.
wow, I love the fact that there's such a community aspect about the project. Like, there's so many different people from different faculties and teams and cultures and backgrounds just coming together to output something, to create something. And I'm not a project management, leader. Like, I don't know that much about it, but like, from what I've heard from people that I know do it, there's probably a lot of like emailing involved and a lot of administrative tasks involved that can be very tiring. Like, is this something that sometimes gets to you and you're just like, oh, another email, another this? Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, you are very right. As I said, as I said you before, in my country, it was very easy for me to organize an event. I just want to get the permission of head of the department. Everything is like go ahead. and students can reach out to the various resources available. But here, like you said, we need to email different people. And at that time I was not a staff of the university, so for me there was a limitation to get access to the resource. If even if I want a microphone, I go there, could you give me a microphone, we have a event happening there. Do you have your staff ID? Oh no, let me get a staff ID then.
Yeah.
At that time I was not a staff, I was not working here at the university. After that I got my job here in university.
Yeah.
So yes, that was kind of exhausting, but the thing is that I enjoyed it as well. That was learning process, like I said before.
Yeah.
I came to know that, yeah, if we want to organize an event, yeah, we need to approach them. That was my first event. So we
Yeah.
need to approach them. We need to approach them for catering. We need to deal with them. As I said, inviting guests was taken care by herself. For inviting the students, we need to do marketing, email marketing. We need to do LinkedIn marketing. We need to spread the word. We need flyers. So there were teams as well. Like our team is great. Whenever the things that you saw on LinkedIn, the events that we organize is only because of our team. The teamwork was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was great, learning many things. Then also they were like a kind of norming as well. So from that norming we were able to learn the negotiation skills, how to deal the situation, how to handle a person. So that was amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Just you pushing through, because if that was me, without the staff pass and not being a staff, I would probably be just deflated and just like, oh, I'm just gonna pick someone who has a staff card. Like I don't want to do this. That's just too stressful. But the fact that you were still in there, you were still trying your best, even though you didn't have all the resources, tells a lot about the fact that you can just be resourceful and you can take initiative, and that's something that's I think is very commendable. I also want to touch on something which you mentioned, which is really interesting, like the 5 steps of group development, which is something that's really powerful. Like you mentioned, like the forming, storming, norming, performing, and like there's all these different stages with so many different dynamics. One of the projects I'm doing with is like a humanitarian project for analyzing the causes of displacement in like different areas of the world. We have a team, right? But most of this team is non-responsive. So it's
Mm.
just me and a couple of people who are carrying the team and working on it. So like that's why I want to ask, how do you navigate dynamics like that, when maybe the team isn't all on the same page? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I should say that my team was very responsive, and we were like colleagues, we were cohort, same cohort, and all of them have their own the same motive. Like we were all on same page. All of them have their motive of improving the career aspect or perspective of the students, especially the international students, and to make them more engaging. So. I didn't face at that event. For that event, I didn't face that kind of challenge, as everyone was responsive, everyone was dedicated, passionate, were like self starters. There were no need of push or to ask them to assign. We don't need to even assign them. Yeah, do that because we don't want to even assign them. They will self start everything. So I didn't face in that event planning, but I had come up through these kind of teams in on my various academic phases. So I know in that kind of situation it's difficult. If one is very responsive, one 2 or 3 is not responsive, it will burden us. But again, the thing we have to learn is that we will learn many things from there. We'll learn how to deal those kind of people, how to tackle them, how to make them responsive while negotiating with them, or while not having any dynamics with them, how to make them responsive. We'll learn many things. I learned many things. So it's a kind of good experience for you, and you will feel the same, like you'll feel those kind of teams while you are in your career or while you're going ahead with your academics, because I have come up with those kind of teams. But for that event, they were amazing.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I definitely relate with what you say about just the more experience you have with it, the better you get. I feel like on this Microsoft project that I'm doing, I don't have as much experience with, handling that yet, but hopefully as I get into more like research projects and stuff like that, I do learn. I become more of a project manager like you, hopefully one day.
Oh,
Because
sure.
sometimes it's just very annoying. It's just you don't know what
Yeah,
to do. But
at certain point we'll feel annoying because we have to overburn. We have to take over responsibility, extra responsibilities, and as we do have many other commitments like personal life or like whatever it is. Along with that, that will be exhausting for us. I had feel the same at some point, and what I try to do is that initially, what I did is that I always take the responsibility in my head and will take it the group. I don't want to have a bad name for the team. But later on, I realized we have to tackle them by talking with them in a nice way and get them into the project and distribute the responsibility. It might be because they are not from such kind of background, or they may have some other kind of problems or some other kind of distraction. So identify, that's a good quality of a team, a leader as well. See, when we come to an organizational level, we have leaders and managers. On like a taking up previous examples, like old examples, old way of conventional way of examples, we can see that they were managers, but now they changed to leaders. Why? Because the leaders are the one who are capable of leading a team and making them to do their responsibilities and take account, will be accountable for everything. A good leader is kind of, if something happened bad, they'll take the accountability, and if something happened good, they'll distribute the kind of acknowledgement or the appreciation, they'll distribute it. So if we can be a good leader, I think the team automatically or gradually will follow like what we are doing. They'll feel that enthusiasm because as I said, I had come up with these kind of team. I was able to change one kind of team into a very amazing team, and we did an amazing project for one of our module that was amazing. Most of them, most not most of them, all of them like it, and that was creative. So uh, talking to them, yes, we can do that. I know you are capable of that. Why can't you do that? Why can't you try that? So that don't worry. Most of the time, the members are hesitant because they think that they don't have any skills or they are not good enough. So if we can have a talk with them, see, you're good at that, why can't you do that? It kind of coming to the presentation part or coming to the designing part. Oh, you good at that. I saw that post on LinkedIn, or I saw that post on Instagram. That's amazing. Why can't you do that? Just have conversations like that, build from there, so that they'll automatically or gradually turn to their, will be responsible to take those things into their head and their account. So there are chances for us to learn and for us to improve as well.
yeah, yeah, that is great advice on being a leader. That's definitely that whole segment. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna internalize that. Use that to become a better leader. But talking about leading, we're gonna lead into a quick little break before we get back. If you are someone who is particularly interested in spirituality, then this is for you. But if not, then that's perfectly fine. Keep watching the video. If you want to get and learn more about spirituality products, then I have a limited offer for you. This is an amazing way for you to afford cheap spirituality products, and all you have to do is follow these 3 steps. Firstly, you have to follow this account on Pinterest. Second, you have to click the link in the bio. Third, choose whatever spirituality product you want and you can buy it for a discounted price. Make sure you do this promptly because, like I said, this is a limited time offer. Welcome back, everyone. After the break, we were just having some really insightful conversations about the dynamics of leading, and I really want to talk a little bit more about leading, but more on the side of MG University. So I did a little bit of research, and the motto, I don't know if this is completely right, but the MG University motto says that to be knowledgeable is to be immortal or something along those lines. And I found that really interesting because my take on that is that when I first read it, I was like, how can you be immortal? Like we're only humans, we only live to 90. But when you actually think about it a little bit more, it's like the more knowledge you learn, the more you can pass that on to the next generations through different projects or initiatives and different teachings and stuff like that. Would you say this is something that's really made up a big part of your approach towards life?
Yes, knowledge, like acquiring knowledge, is something very important, and it's a continuous process until the end of our life. It's not something that's stopping with a graduate, I mean, with a bachelor's or with a post graduation or with a PhD. It's not something that stops. And it's not something which is written on books as well. It is like holistic. The knowledge is everywhere. As long as we are ready to learn, we'll be able to upskill and we will be able to improve, either in career, either in professional, either in personal life, anywhere. Acquiring knowledge is what is really, really important.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Life is a lifelong learning process at the end of the day. Like even if you
Yes.
think you know it all, you probably only know like 0.001%, and you know that number probably just gets lower as you get older because you find out that there's more and more and more and more stuff to learn about. And I want to talk about the
Yeah.
fact that yeah, yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
while talking about the continuous learning, my inspiration is my mom. Actually, her what she learned, what her college is different from the job she's doing. She learned sound engineer. She's a sound engineer now. She learned sound engineer in the mid of her age. After like she gave birth to us, she learned, she after giving birth to two kids, she learned a new thing which is entirely different from her schooling, entirely different from her bachelor's. So there is no limit. It's like it's all up to us. If you are ready, yes, it is there and we can upskill. And even I heard like people who are in a good position like CEO, CMO, they used to say that they used to upskill in each 6 months. Even they'll try to get a certificate, or even they try to attend mentoring sessions. So those people who are already in a position is upskilling on each 6 months. Means we, I should say that I am nowhere, so I should do that at least in every 2 months.
Yeah.
So knowledge, acquiring knowledge is something lifelong.
Yeah, true. That is a massive wow factor. When you said your mom was a sound engineer, I was like, "What? A sound engineer?" Well, I have a friend who like he loves music and stuff. So one day I might need you to contact your mom for me because sound engineer is a big deal. Like just the whole mixing stuff and stuff like that. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
something you
actually,
understand?
she's the first women sound engineer in Kerala, in my state. So I
Wow.
still remember some of the medias coming in, having interview with her while we were very young.
Yeah.
All those inspired me a lot.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Well, from what I've heard from you and just like your surroundings, you just you have such a wide range of interest and like just so multi-dimensional and just like you just do so many different things. You try to stretch yourself in so many different ways, which is obviously amazing. How because for some people that I've spoken to, like a lot of them say you have to do one thing. For me, I don't agree with that. I feel like you can do as many things as you possibly can, as much as you know, as long as you can handle it and balance it up. What's your take? Would you say that you're someone who like thinks they can go into whatever they put their mind to? Not in the sense of like confidence, but just in the sense that if you woke up tomorrow and you wanted to be a pilot, is that something that you just go for? If you woke up tomorrow, you wanted to be a scuba diver, is that something that you would just go for and just try it because why not? Or would you say you have like a certain sort of area where you try to stick to, you know, certain interests that you try to stick to?
Yeah. So coming to that, I have that confidence and I'm a risk taker, as I said. I'll survive in any space. I'm sure about that. I'll survive in wherever you just put me. I'll survive
Yeah.
because I'm trained like that, in emotionally or in whatever way. I can do whatever things to be survive. So it's fine. But talking about a professional aspect, yeah, I have a specific interest or I have a niche. Uh, that, as I told you, I like to be an astronaut, and now I want to expand my career in business analytics. But I don't want to expand or explore a career in as a pilot or as a scuba diver. I don't want to explore my career, but I'll enjoy that as a kind of leisure.
Mm,
So it depends upon the intensity, or it depends upon the career aspective, professional aspective, personal aspective.
Yeah.
So in a professional aspective, if I'm thinking that I want to become that, I want to become this, I want to become that, that would be difficult. Always I feel that in a to have a career development, we should identify that niche and should go with that.
Yeah.
But if we don't have that niche, that will be difficult for us to tackle things in a career perspective,
Yeah.
to improve in career, to reach somewhere in
Yeah.
career. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the career. But in personal life, oh yeah, I want to learn a new thing. I want to learn scuba driving. I want to be a pilot. I just want to fly a plane
Yeah.
for my pleasure, or for kind of adventure.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So it has two perspective.
Yeah. I love that answer for so many reasons. Like, first reason is just the way you came out, like you're just so strong about it. Like, yes, I will be confident in whatever situation. I feel like that is such an amazing skill to have in such a world that's like constantly changing. Just the ability to plant your feet firm and just say, whatever it is, I'll get through it. It might be hard, it might go up, it might go down, it might be whatever. But at the end of the day, that tunnel, that end of that tunnel is mine. Like, I'm getting to that end of that tunnel no matter what. So I just want to, start off by saying I love that so much about you. And also, when you mentioned about, you might dabble into these things as like a leisure activity, I was just wondering, like, we haven't really touched up on this. What are your leisure activities? Do you have any like hobbies, like you play chess or like cards or football or whatever?
No, I'm not good enough to play chess, but I wish I should learn that. It's a kind of, it's a great game, but I know like a basic thing, but no great idea about chess. But when I was back in India, like I'm much interested in cycling. I love to do cycling, and here even in university there's an indoor cycling unit. So it's a kind of interest for me.
Mm.
I love to do that. Then other than that, leisure activities, nothing like specific.
Yeah, no, I can respect that. I mean, some
But I
some
would like to
people.
learn one thing after coming to our university. I saw one thing, a robotic rowing, yeah,
Oh, okay.
because our campus facing to the
Yeah,
riverside. So I saw people rowing.
yeah,
So I would like to be part of that,
yeah,
and I have inquired what are the procedures to be part of that, and
yeah.
things are going on with that. It's a kind of, see, I love that. It's a kind of adventure. It's great.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's nice to just be on the water, it's a different environment. I would love something like that, but I'm not the strongest swimmer. So when it comes to water, anything around water, I'm just like, nah, because what if like something happens, it tips over and everyone is swimming because everyone can swim. But I'm here. I can swim by like 60%. I'm just here like, help me guys. But yeah, I can understand the fact that you love rowing and like you just love exploring the waters and stuff. Would you say like, because I know I've spoken to a lot of people, they have certain hobbies that tie in with what they're passionate about. Like, for example, some people have just one hobby, and some people might look at that and say, "Oh, you only have one hobby," but that one hobby means everything to them. Like, maybe there's an engineer who loves like tinkering around with robots. That still seems like work, but to them, it's not work at all. That's like pleasure. They love the robots, they love figuring out algorithms and stuff like that. Would you say you have a hobby that ties into your passion or your professional aspirations?
Um, yeah, I can say that because, as I said, I love public speaking. I love to improve on that. So when I have free time, and nowadays, most of the time, it's very rare to get free time for me because I'm involved in multiple projects and my academics is going to end. And so, but whenever I have time, what I used to do is that I love to be a public speaker. I'll browse through the things I used to hear. That's how that's why I'm even interested with Stephen Bartlett, the way he dealing in the podcast, the way he talking to the people. So I would love to hear them. Then I myself go in front of the mirror, practice like that. That can give me a confidence. Then how should I improve in my body language while talking to someone else? How should I tailor myself? So I can say that it's a kind of hobby, yes.
Yeah, nice. I love to hear that. Would you say you are an artistic person or you're more of like an analytical maths person?
I'm in middle of that. If you want me to design a poster, I'll do that. It doesn't mean that I'm creative. I can use Canva to do that, but it doesn't mean that I'm creative.
Yeah,
But my family, like my mom is a sound engineer, my father is a musician, my brother is a pianist. He's here in UK now, so he's a pianist. But I don't have any music touch, or maybe I didn't give it much time for that. Or they haven't the way I have grown up like because of that. But creative side, I'll be creative if you want, like I said, if you want me to do a poster, I'll do it. If you want me to edit a video, I'll do it. I'll anyhow browse some YouTube channels and go through how to edit an InShot and I'll do it. And I
yeah,
have did it
yeah,
for some of the projects. Sometimes when the assigned people says that "Oh, we cannot do that, then it's fine, I'll do that. I'll browse some YouTube videos, learn. I already downloaded the InShot to edit the video.
yeah,
So I should say that I'm in middle of both,
yeah,
not create, not but and I like analytics
yeah,
because my background by bachelor's that which is more related to maths, data analytics,
yeah.
and my diploma course which is business analytics, and I like to think in an analytical way, and I love that.
Yeah, that's a great way to approach it, of just like if you give me it, I'll try. I might not be the most artistic person, but I'll still try, just a mindset to have, I feel like is really important. I want to track back a little bit to your time at MG University in terms of like, because MG University is actually, I feel like a lot of people don't know it, but it's one of the top 500 unis in the whole world according to Times Higher Education. Would you say like when you were transitioning into university, what was it just MG University you were thinking about, or were there like a range of other universities that you were considering, or like degree apprenticeships, for example?
Yeah, actually, in India, degree apprenticeships is not much appreciated or not much value compared to the degree, 3 years degree program. So I was particular with this Mahatma Gandhi University because that's the one which is near to my home,
Yeah,
and it's easy for me to reach there. And yeah, and kind of the exposure that we're gonna get, I also give importance for that. So I was sure. So that's it. And regarding the course, I at that time, to be honest, I didn't give much importance to university. I give importance to my course. I was particularly choosing physics. So physics was not there in every university. It was only in selective university.
yeah.
So I go with that choice.
Nice, nice. That is nice to hear. You were very directed and focused, like you know exactly what you wanted. That's very important. We're coming up to the last segment of the podcast now, and I want to ask you, is there anything that we maybe haven't spoken about that you've been like, oh, I've been itching to talk about this, or I want him to ask me about this, or something like that?
I think you had touch all the aspects. You have asked everything. Even I was wondering, I never thought that you would have come up with some questions related to Mahatma Gandhi University. But
Mm,
see, the thought process is amazing. Going to the roots, going to my previous studies, it's amazing. I thought that you will have formulated some questions related to my present university
mm,
and all the stuff. But that's great. Thought process is great. Uh, because those are the places that help me to form that my confidence, my things, even from the schools as well.
yeah,
There were teachers, I should say their name as well. There was a sir called Verghese, Anthony, then Girija. All these are the people who influenced me a lot during that time. At that time, teachers are the great influences for us. They shows the way, they lead the way. So
yeah,
these people find something in me, they find potential in me.
yeah,
And I should say that the basic of the public speaking start from there. When they realize that yes, she is confident enough, she can face the audience, they try to give me the opportunities whenever there are events. They appointed me as the host or the MC. Though they was all scripted, I had the confidence to present it to the audience.
yeah,
And even that time, I had met with some of the political guests and had interviewed them, kind of a school matter.
yeah,
But all those improved me a lot. All those baby steps improved me a lot.
yeah. Yeah, I love to hear that. I mean, that's what we try to do, on the Jerry Exclusive podcast. I mean, I'm saying we, but it's me. But we try to, just touch up on every different aspect of, individuals. Really get to see them as a human being, as someone who shares in a human experience, but also sort of wants to shoot higher and have a higher ambition, have a higher purpose. It's much bigger than me. I feel like that's something that you have. So much. It's just much bigger than an individual. It's about your purpose in the community, and your, like, we can clearly see that with you wanting to empower women and being part of all these different initiatives, helping people, running projects, and all of that. And I'm so happy that I was able to touch up on all of those different things. I actually had one little question when you were talking about your journey through like schools and you naming your teachers and stuff. I've heard that a lot of times in India when students are still like really young, they have like part-time hustles like a bus conductor and stuff like that. Like there was this famous Indian actor. Apparently, he used to be a bus conductor before he became an actor. Was that
Yes,
something that you ever
he's
did?
Rajnikant. Yes, his name is Rajnikant.
Rajnika,
So
okay.
Rajnikant. So he's from Tamil. He's a great actor, and he was a bus conductor before that. So even Shah Rukh Khan, Shah Rukh Khan. He's a great Indian actor,
Oh,
Shah Rukh
yes,
Khan.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I know him, I know him. Of
Yeah,
course.
very recently, the university which he learned, like where he had his graduation, recently gave him an honorary doctorate. And on that day, he made a speech that was like that just gives us tears. And he said that on my actual day of graduation, on that convocation, he wasn't able to turn up because he had to he was working on that day. He was working as a part-timer. So at that time his family was in financial crisis. He has to look up his brothers, his family, and everyone. So on that graduation day he didn't get a chance to turn up. But see, now the same university is giving him an honorary doctorate. So I think we have to go through that kind of hazards. We have to face those challenges. It only those things will mold us, and that only those will help us to learn things. Will help us to shape us. Will help us to mold us. If we are going through a very easy cut, very easy way where we don't face any kind of challenges, I don't think so. Will be a good individual.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think so.
yeah,
So those kind of things only will help people,
yeah,
but we should have that right mindset to take it in a positive way.
yeah. 100%. I can definitely agree with where you're going with that. Before we get into the last final moments of the podcast, we're going to take a quick 10-second break. Do you want to transform your fitness journey? I'm guessing yes. If the answer is yes, then you're in the right place. Make sure you follow this Instagram page for hundreds and hundreds of different workout videos that will take your fitness to the next level, improve your health, and it doesn't even matter what age you are or what fitness level you are. The videos are set for different challenges and different expertise levels. So this is a page for you guys. Don't miss out. Whether it's you want to accomplish a certain fitness goal, or you want to look good for summer, or you want to look good during winter, whatever it is, this fitness page can help you get there. So follow the fitness Instagram page and stay tuned for new updates and new videos. Let's go. This has definitely been a full circle moment, Asima. I feel like we've just touched up on so much things. Like you said, I feel like we've gone through it all. Like I feel like this is your biography or something. We've gone really deep and we've learned so much about you and your amazing character. I just want to say thank you for giving me the time and the space to be able to, be here on a podcast with you, carving out your time. I know you're very busy. Thank you for all of that. But before we, close up, I just want to ask you, do you have any sort of a brief, maybe one word, maybe one sentence, one paragraph even of information that could inspire the audience? Like one thing that you want them to take away from this episode.
All right. So first of all, I should say thank you. This is my first experience in a podcast, so I should say thank you to you. Uh, the conversation become more insightful only because of the questions that you frame. If the question was like normal, I will not get a chance to open up like this, and it become more knowledgeable, more like a more thought provoking because of the questions that you frame. And thank you so much for that. So regarding the thing that I would like to share the audience is that about risk taking, because that's what I feel everyone is hesitating. Everyone is in their comfortable zone. but please be ready to come out of that comfortable zone. And out of that comfortable zone, we'll be able to learn many things. We'll be able to shape as an individual. We'll be in a kind of different world if we can come out of that comfort zone. Yes, that would be difficult and challenging on the initial times, on the initial days, but after that, we have no idea where we're going to be. So as I would like to empower the international students especially, please do that. Like, don't stick with something. Yeah, we can understand we'll be going through different type of trauma once we are away from our homeland, away from our own home. We are going through many things, but don't take it as, change the mindset, take it as a challenge, try to overcome it, try to out of the comfortable space, take risks. We will succeed. Those who take risks only had succeeded.
Yeah,
There is nothing to do with the skills that, I mean, we are not good. We didn't learn anything from our birth. We learn gradually from our falls and fails. We learned everything. So
yeah,
take that have the courage to take the risk
yeah,
and explore new things. That's it.
yeah, definitely. Wise words from Aseema. Wise words indeed. Also, I want to ask you, this is like just a tiny question. What's your skin routine like? Because I've been trying to get my skin better, but like you look like you got flawless skin.
No, I think it might be because of the camera. No.
You don't have a skin
No,
routine at all?
actually, I am really impressed with after coming here in UK. When I used to see the people around me, wow, they got beautiful skin, especially the Koreans. No,
Yes.
they got the beautiful skin. I
Yeah.
used to YouTube it, or then they show a lot of Korean hacks, Korean beauty tips. I would love to do that, but I don't have time for
Yeah,
that,
yeah, that is
to
true.
follow a certain routine.
Yeah.
But I think it's only because of the camera.
I mean, it looks
You're
nice. I feel like
beautiful.
it looks
You are
nice
very
in real
beautiful.
life. I mean, I'm definitely gonna try and get it better, but it's insane that you don't have a skin routine. But anyways, thank you so much for, being here on the podcast. It was so great to have your presence and just your wise words, your insights and everything was perfect. 10 out of 10. If you ever want to come back again later in the year or next year, just let me know and we'll set something up.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
And we have a plan, like we have a future plan to call Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah.
Should not forget
Yeah.
that.
You're the first
Invite me on
person.
that day.
Yeah, yeah. You're the first person I'm gonna call, and if it's on your side, if you see him, I'm the first person you're gonna call. Yeah, we're gonna get it
Yeah, yeah,
together.
sure. Even if I get a chance, I'll definitely. Cherry, we got a chance to meet him. Come, let's go and crack it.
Yeah, I'll clear up my schedule for that. Yep, definitely.
Sure, sure. Of course,
Yeah,
it's kind of a dream for me to meet him. Don't know, well.
yeah. It could definitely happen soon. You never know. But thank you so much again. I hope you
Thank you
have a
so much for
great
your
day.
time as well. I know there were a lot of hassles while we shot the video, and
Yeah,
apologize for that, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
yeah.
Was able
Me
to
too.
involve in an insightful conversation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thank you so much.